Juan Manuel Fangio was born on June 24, 1911, in the small agricultural town of Balcarce, a windswept place in the pampas of Argentina where dust clung to boots and engines were more common than books. His parents were Italian immigrants, hardworking and practical. They did not imagine their quiet son would one day become a legend whose name would echo through the circuits of Europe. As a boy, Fangio was more fascinated by machinery than by schoolwork. He left formal education early and began working in a local garage. The smell of oil, the rhythm of pistons, the mystery of carburetors, these were his lessons. By his late teens, he had saved enough to open his own modest repair shop. Customers trusted his patience and meticulous touch. He was not flashy. He listened to engines the way a doctor listens to a heartbeat. In the 1930s, Argentina was gripped by enthusiasm for long-distance road races that tore across rough countryside. These were brutal contests, thousands of kilometers on unpaved roads, through heat, dust, and mechanical peril. Fangio began competing in local events, driving cars that were as stubborn as mules. He was not immediately victorious. In fact, his early attempts were riddled with breakdowns and disappointment. But each failure taught him something. How to conserve a gearbox, how to nurse an overheating engine, how to read the road ahead. His breakthrough came in the grueling Turismo Carretera events, especially the epic Gran Premio del Norte, where drivers navigated from Buenos Aires across the Andes and into neighboring countries. Fangio's calmness under pressure became his trademark. While others burned through tires and tempers, he maintained a steady rhythm. Victories in 1940 and 1941 made him a national hero in Argentina. Then the world changed. The Second World War halted international racing. For Fangio, these years were a period of waiting. He continued racing domestically when possible, but Europe, the heart of Grand Prix racing, remained distant. By the late 1940s, as peace returned, Argentina's president, Juan Perón, saw motorsport as a symbol of national pride. Government support allowed Fangio and other Argentine drivers to compete in Europe. For Fangio, now nearing 40, an age when many drivers were retiring, the opportunity finally arrived. In 1949, he traveled to Europe and stunned established teams with his speed and mechanical sympathy. He drove for Alfa Romeo, whose pre-war racing pedigree was legendary. When the inaugural Formula One World Championship was announced for 1950, Fangio was ready. The first official season culminated at Formula One World Championship. Fangio won multiple races, but mechanical failures cost him crucial points. The championship slipped through his fingers to teammate Giuseppe Farina. For Fangio, it was a bitter lesson. In Grand Prix racing, speed alone was not enough. Reliability was destiny. In 1951, he returned with renewed focus. Again driving for Alfa Romeo, Fangio balanced aggression with preservation. His duels with Ferrari drivers electrified Europe. At the decisive Spanish Grand Prix, tire strategy became critical. Fangio's choice proved correct. He controlled the race and secured his first world championship. At 40 years old, he was crowned the best driver in the world. Retirement rumors followed when Alfa Romeo withdrew from racing. But Fangio was far from finished. In 1953, he joined Maserati. The car was fast but fragile. A serious accident at Monza left him injured with a broken neck. For months he lay in recovery, uncertain whether he would race again. Many assumed his career was over, yet Fangio possessed extraordinary resilience. He returned in 1954, signing first with Maserati before moving mid-season to Mercedes-Benz, which had re-entered Grand Prix racing with advanced engineering. The silver cars were unlike anything else on the grid, streamlined, powerful, and innovative. Fangio adapted quickly, winning the championship that year with measured dominance. The 1955 season was darker. Motorsport was dangerous in that era. Drivers raced without seatbelts, tracks were lined with hay bales, and fatalities were tragically common. At the 24 Hours of Le Mans, disaster struck when a crash killed more than 80 spectators. The tragedy cast a shadow over racing. Mercedes withdrew from motorsport at season's end despite Fangio securing another championship. He now had 3 titles. By 1956, Fangio moved to Ferrari, the passionate Italian team led by Enzo Ferrari. The atmosphere was intense, political, and competitive. Younger drivers were emerging, hungry, and fearless. Yet Fangio's intelligence set him apart. At the Italian Grand Prix, a mechanical issue threatened his title bid. In an extraordinary gesture of sportsmanship, teammate Peter Collins handed over his car, sacrificing his own chances. Fangio went on to clinch his fourth world championship. The paddock respected him not just for speed, but for dignity. His masterpiece came in 1957, once again with Maserati. That year, at the Nürburgring in Germany, he delivered what many consider the greatest drive in Formula One history. After a slow pit stop dropped him far behind the Ferraris, Fangio unleashed a relentless pursuit. Lap after lap, he shattered the lap record on the daunting Nordschleife circuit. With only a few laps remaining, he caught and passed both Ferraris, reclaiming the lead in a breathtaking display of precision and courage. The crowd stood in awe. He secured his fifth world championship, an unprecedented achievement. His rivals were younger, including talented British drivers who represented a new era of lightweight cars and rear-engine designs. Fangio, however, chose his moment wisely. In 1958, after a final season that included a memorable victory in Argentina, he retired from Formula One. He was 47. Statistics told part of the story. 5 world championships, 1951, 1954, 1955, 1956, 1957. A win rate that remained unmatched for decades. But numbers could not capture his style. Fangio drove with mechanical empathy. He felt vibrations others ignored. He conserved brakes, calculated risks, and avoided unnecessary heroics. In an age of frequent tragedy, he survived not by luck alone, but by judgment. After retirement, he remained connected to motorsport, serving as a representative for Mercedes-Benz and an ambassador for Argentine racing. He carried himself with humility. Fame never hardened him. In 1958, during a race event in Cuba, he was briefly kidnapped by revolutionaries linked to Fidel Castro. The episode ended without harm, and Fangio later remarked that his captors treated him respectfully. Even in unusual circumstances, he seemed guided by calm. As decades passed, new champions emerged. Drivers like Ayrton Senna and Michael Schumacher would equal or surpass his championship tally. Yet many still regarded Fangio as the purest expression of racing mastery. He competed in an era when circuits were bordered by trees and telegraph poles, when mechanical failure lurked at every corner, and when courage was measured in split seconds between life and death. In his later years, Fangio often returned to Balcarce, where a museum now honors his legacy. He walked slowly, greeted admirers warmly, and spoke with quiet pride about Argentina's role in his journey. He never claimed greatness. He simply described doing his best with the machinery he was given. Juan Manuel Fangio died on July 17, 1995, at the age of 84. Argentina mourned him as a national treasure. The world of motorsport saluted a pioneer. His life reads like a testament to patience. He did not rush to Europe as a young prodigy. He waited, honed his craft, and arrived when ready. He did not overpower his cars. He collaborated with them. He did not chase reckless glory. He calculated his moves, in the roar of engines and the blur of speed. Fangio found clarity. He once said that to drive fast, one must drive smoothly. That philosophy extended beyond racing. Smoothness meant balance, foresight, and respect for machinery, competitors, and fate. Long after the checkered flags have faded and the circuits evolved into safer, more modern arenas, the image remains. A slight Argentine driver in a silver car, guiding it with steady hands through the curves of the Nürburgring, pushing the limits yet never surrendering to chaos. Juan Manuel Fangio's story is not merely about championships. It is about mastery earned slowly, courage tempered by wisdom, and the enduring belief that greatness can rise from a dusty garage in a small Argentine town and travel, at astonishing speed, into history.